This week's podcast is brought to you by the Beefy Boys. Just three cool dudes hanging out, talking about sports, video games, music, and whatever else they feel like. Find them at their website, www.beefyboys.com. Also, where you find your other podcasts, iTunes, Podbean, YouTube, all the regulars. The Beefy Boys, the best show on planet Earth.
Hi, I'm Renee.
And I'm Jess.
And we're the Deerfoot Sisters. Sorry to interrupt, but we have some breaking news.
We wanted to let you know that right now you're actually only listening to the second best podcast on planet Earth.
That's right. If you want to check out the world's best podcast, search Deerfeed on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, all the regulars.
Deerfeed's a podcast featuring two sisters talking about life and all the kooky things it brings, like rhymes.
So when you're done listening to this episode, be sure to check out Deerfeed. Or you can just do it right now. Thanks!
A good podcast requires a good beer. So that's why I always go to my go-to, Keystone Light. If I'm going to the store, I don't want to buy a 12-pack. I want to go for a legit 15-pack. When I go to a party, I don't take Rainier. I take Keystone Light. And you know what? It tastes so good, I'm going to have it right now. Cheers, folks. Yeah, there's a burp coming in. That's good.
Welcome to episode 92, I think, of the Beefy Boys Bud Club. Might be 91. I'm Joe, and I'm joined here with Vito.
Yo.
And Christian.
Oh, shit, what up?
What's up, boys? We were just talking about, Final Fantasy 14 before you joined the call, Christian, but we were also talking about what we've been playing, and I had the week off, so.
I finally caved and bought a second monitor.
Oh, I've had two monitors for a while, although it's a shitty 22-inch, 720p monitor, but
I got
whatever.
a new really nice monitor to replace my current monitor as the main screen, and then I'm going to use my current monitor as the off screen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like when I got my new 4K TV, and I'm like, now I have two televisions.
Well, you could use one of them as a monitor.
It's this 42-inch 1080p TV is my monitor. It doesn't even fit on the desk. It's like, oh, enormous.
Just wall mount it.
Yeah, I could, I guess. I could.
That's what I'm thinking about doing here. I just got rid of some tables here, and I'm setting up the office here at the house. I bought a new desk, and so we're just waiting for it to kick in.
I wanted to show you guys. I got a recently discovered. Hold on. New flavor of LaCroix. Watermelon. Watermelon LaCroix. Don't know if you guys know this existed. I found it at the Kirkland Met Mart.
What, watermelon?
Yeah, watermelon. It tastes like
really good.
Watermelon candies. It's really good.
Wow.
It's really
I'm
good.
drinking coffee right now. I look up.
Yeah.
I'm drinking
coffee,
too. I'm drinking cold coffee.
You ever been to the Kirkland Met Mart? It's a weird experience. It's like a
No.
brand. It's so new. Their kitchen
I
shop
was
is like an
actually to
entirely
the,
separate shop.
Joe,
I've only been to the West Seattle one.
I was
What's
at
that?
the Kirkland location yesterday. I was
Really?
literally at the Kirkland location yesterday.
That's funny. I had to have an emergency dental appointment, and there's a dentist's office in that same parking lot, and they're the only place that was open when I needed. I had 4 teeth pulled on Monday, so
Ouch!
I'm fine. Honestly,
Fuck.
everyone's like, it's gonna hurt so much. It really hasn't. I mean, I went to the dentist because I was in extreme pain, so I'm in less pain now.
It's kind of like with me and my wisdom teeth. I was like, there wasn't actually a lot of pain going on.
Yeah.
And the anesthetic was pretty quick too.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a weird experience. It was because they used lidocaine, and I had never had my eye numbed at the dentist before, but they used so much, it went all the way up to my eye and down to my throat. I'm like, well, this is a weird experience.
Apparently, I was talking all goofy and stuff too.
I don't know if either of you have been to the dentist in the time of coronavirus.
No.
That's weird. I had to get my temperature checked when I went in. Aura wasn't allowed to stay, and she'd come with me, so she just like wandered around that shopping center for 3 hours. One of obviously I can't wear a mask, right? Because they're working on my mouth.
Yeah.
But the doctors were wearing masks, so like I saw all sorts of setups. Like this one guy had like a N95 mask over a surgical mask. This other guy had like a full-on ventilator, like with the filter pack in the back and everything. And I'm like, oh my God. Like a hazardous material? Like, oh. Do you guys watch Nathan For You on Comedy Central?
No.
Are you familiar with the concept?
Nope.
So,
That's the one where the guy does. That's the one where the guy goes and like helps out those businesses, right? With
yeah, it's like a parody of like Kitchen Nightmares and those kind of shows where he comes up with totally absurd ideas. Like in the pilot, it's like a struggling frozen yogurt shop, so he makes a poop flavored ice cream to like drum up business. Anyways, this reminds me. There's one episode where it's like a haunted house that's not scary enough. So in order to drum up business, he makes it as scary as possible by like having the performer touch one of the guests, and then they like flip all the lights on. It's like, oh no, did they touch you? It's like, oh, he has a very serious disease, and then they like rush him off to a fake hospital, and then like all these people come in with hazmat suits on and stuff. Because the idea was they wanted to scare someone enough to sue them. And then finally at the end, it revealed that this was all part of the haunted house. That's what I felt like. I'm like, is one of these guys going to come in like that full-on like yellow hazmat suit? Like, Jesus.
I love that show, man. When he was at that like antique shop that was like struggling to get any business, so he put free pizza in there for the college kids at the bars. And he told them, oh, yeah, you got to come in here, but you have to wear a costume. You got to wear a costume before you come in. So the guy comes in. It's all the shit's like super close.
Oh,
the
yeah.
guy
So they break
like
everything.
a whole bunch of shit trying to get you free pizza. He's like, okay, great. Your total is going to be $72 because you broke all this stuff on your way here. And it's like, this is perfect. You just get college kids to destroy your stuff, and then you pay for it. And then they pay for it.
There was one
shit was so funny.
It was a car wash, and the idea was to put birds on the tree near the car wash. So they poop on the cars, so they got all these trained birds, but the poops weren't big enough, so they ended up putting like 5 peacocks up in the tree. So the people are like, yo, is there a peacock in that tree? Oh man. There's also one where it was like it was horseback riding. And they have a weight limit, so their idea was to tie weather balloons to fat people so they could ride horses without breaking the horses' backs.
Without their backs, yeah. Oh, man.
Well, you really should
that
check
show
it
is
out,
so
Vito.
fucking good.
It's hilarious. Oh.
Maybe I will.
It's on Hulu. Anyway, yeah, I went to the dentist this week, and it was the last week of class, so I've had 3 days off. So I've been playing a ton of Fall Guys. But,
yeah, the game actually looks really fun. I watched some footage of it.
Oh yeah, I can consistently win at this point, which as a battle royale is pretty impressive, I have to say. Unless I just get screwed in a team game or something. Let me say I can consistently make it to the final round. It really depends on what the round is, because there is a heavy dose of randomness in there. But I can win. I mean, if I have a serious session, I can win 5 to 10 times a day pretty easily. Burp. Have you seen this game at all, Christian? How do I?
Yeah, I've seen some of the gameplay on it. It looks pretty fun.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I just haven't been playing all that much, which sucks.
No.
But I need to chill out, play some video games today.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I have a fantasy draft. We drafted last week for a normal league, and then now I have a podcast league. That's like a bunch of dudes on Twitter that are like really big fantasy guys. Yeah, they invited me to play.
Oh man, I can't believe the NFL season is happening. This shit's crazy. What happened with Ryan Fitzpatrick? Did you read this story?
I did not.
Apparently, he was like crying on the field, and the coach had to console him, and then he was excused from practice. That is all we know.
Oh,
Maybe
damn.
he has the corona.
Maybe.
I know it's gonna happen because NBA owners are the worst, or NFL owners. I still can't. But I can't. And it's like 2 weeks from now. That's the craziest part, right? It's 2 weeks.
Yeah, dude.
From now.
Literally the 10th of September.
Yeah, I know. That's insane.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, Kansas City has had fans in their stands for their practice, like 2,000, but they move them. They like keep them super separated. But I was watching their practice yesterday. They had, like, I guess I'd say socially distant fans, but it was pretty interesting. But yeah, I mean, I think the NFL, their testing and all that stuff has been working out for them pretty well. I think like they haven't really been getting the big numbers yet because they haven't started playing each other.
Exactly.
And traveling.
Exactly.
But I'll be curious to see what happens. But as for now, they're doing their mock games.
The bubble's the way to go.
Players,
the NBA has not have a positive test since they started their bubble.
Yeah, their bubble is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bubble method is a fucking great method. It's working out for the NHL too.
Yeah. Although apparently they're going to start letting the families come visit, which apparently a lot of people are terrified about. I see it both ways, They've already been stuck down there for a month, which even if you're at a luxury hotel is going to start to get old. If you can only hang out with your coworkers, even if you're at a luxury hotel. And
yeah,
I mean, the NBA playoffs take forever, and they're really condensing them. But still, it's like, I mean, you're talking at least 6 weeks, It's crazy.
Yep.
Plus, I don't know if you saw this, Vito. I'm sure you did, Christian, but they stopped playing basketball games for 3 days because one of the teams refused to come out of their locker room because they were protesting police violence. And
yep.
They had serious discussions about just canceling the entire season.
That would have been nuts, man.
That would have been.
You're there for a month and then you cancel the season. It's like, shit.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But it sounds like they got it. Sounds like they got it underway and they're going to move forward with it. But
apparently, LeBron was like, "We need to cancel." But they, I don't want to say cooler heads prevailed because I can't speak to that. But it was pointed out to them the financial ramifications of not finishing the season, and the owners threatened a lockout in next year if the season wasn't finished. So.
Yeah, we actually just put a bet down that the NFL doesn't cancel one game this season.
What? You don't?
And that's because
you believe
look out.
Not a single game will be canceled? Not one?
Not for COVID reasons, but for for protest reasons. I don't think they'll cancel one game.
Oh, well,
they just they can't afford it, and I think that the owners just they won't allow it in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're like maybe 2 or 3 certain teams, but most part they're not. It's not. But the one thing I like about the NFL is that the NFL players are able to voice they're able to voice what they need to say.
What?
They're not being shut up.
What are you talking about? Eric Reed and Colin Kaepernick got blacklisted for saying what they want to say.
Look at the players too. They're saying everything they want to say. Oh yeah, that's 3 years ago. But I mean, whether or not Colin Kaepernick can come in and try out for any team he wants, he just doesn't want to play football. I mean, it's as clear as that. But moving forward, I think that the NFL is actually starting to open up for these guys and allow them to voice what they need to say. Especially in these last few months, the NFL's been really focused on.
Well, yeah, because all their sponsors
letting these guys actually have a voice and be a part of a bigger picture conversation. They're able to cancel practice for team activities such as like having a meeting and just kind of making sure everybody's okay. And I think that the NFL looks forward to that through the season. And I think that they're not going to cancel games because they have such a big platform, and as well as the fact that if they were to cancel games, it just would not be good for the league itself, would not be good for the organization itself. And it's just, if you forfeit a game in the NFL, it's not the same as having, fucking 160 games like baseball where you can take one game out and just, move forward. There's only 16 weeks in football, and then it comes down to the playoffs. And if it comes down to one team that protested a game and nobody played and they fucking lost because of that, it's going to fuck up the whole season. So it's going to be, be crazy to see. But
the
we'll see what
Milwaukee
happens.
Bucks were willing to forfeit a playoff game, so it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Peter, to qualify what happened, they didn't tell anyone. They just it was time for the game to start, and they just didn't show up. And everyone's like, "What the fuck's happening?" And then just nobody showed up. The other team was on the court. They left. Everyone left, and everyone's like, "I have no idea what's happening." It was crazy.
That is crazy.
And then the NBA was like, "No games today," because all the other teams we're not playing either. They're like, "Oh shit." I don't want to diminish the social justice causes and do whatever is best for you, NBA, but I don't have to work this week, so all I was really looking forward to was drinking beer, which I can't because I'm on antibiotics, smoking weed, which I can't because I had oral surgery and I'm not allowed to smoke anything, watching basketball, which I couldn't because there was no basketball, and playing video games. So I got to play video games at least.
Yeah, you at least got video games. Those will never leave you, that's for sure.
Unless I break both my hands.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
Oh, man. Hand surgery and oral surgery in 1 week.
Yeah, that
should have just gone for that trio. But, yeah, man, I'm fucking rotting right now because I'm trying to catch up on NFL news. I've got this big-ass draft. It's a 32-round draft. And I have to pick a defensive lineman, a fucking linebacker, and a DB. And I'm like, how do I do this?
God. Oh, my God.
It's crazy, man. I think I might be in over my head on this league, but I think they know that because I've voiced my concerns.
I saw this ad. I can't remember. It was either an NBA shop or an Amex ad, but it was an ad for something called Jersey Insurance. And the idea was if you pay for this insurance and you buy a jersey of your favorite player and they switch teams, you get it for free. And I'm like, this is the stupidest idea I've ever heard. Oh, man. Have you played the new Madden, Christian?
No, I probably won't until it goes on sale.
Did you buy it? I hear it's trash.
It doesn't look very good.
It's getting terrible scores. Finally, it's time.
All they need to do is just give a more in-depth fucking dynasty league, man. They need to do a more in-depth thing of that. They need to do a more in-depth of creating your player where you go to the draft. You go to the combine, you go to the draft, you get drafted to a team.
So basically, they just need NBA 2K but for the NFL.
Yes, that's exactly what they need. But they are making NFL 2K, which is interesting.
Yeah, but I thought they didn't have a license.
Because Madden owns the simulation football, whatever the fuck that means. They have to do a more arcade style of NFL game, which would be fine. If they do it a little bit more flashy, you get bigger hits, you get more interceptions, you score more touchdowns. I think they could make it work. And then they have a career mode and shit. Mm-hmm. I think they could make it work really well. Other news, man. The Black Panther dude fucking died on Friday. Yeah. Insane. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Apparently he was really sick. I had no idea. I don't know if people knew that.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, no, he was hiding it from the public.
Yeah. That's crazy.
4 years of colon cancer, man. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
He did a lot. He did a lot with that 4 years, man. He put out a lot of fucking movies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, it sucks. You never want to see that. And that fucking blows. Even if I didn't like Black Panther, I thought he was awesome. I thought he did a great job as Black Panther.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't a fan of the movie itself all that much. But I was a big fan of him. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
But shit, son. I'm over here just counting the days until we can watch football. College football started last night.
Yeah.
I don't know
can't
if you
believe
saw it,
that's
but
happening
the first play of the game was a 75-yard touchdown.
either. Oh. Were there people in
I
the
know.
stands?
I don't think so. I haven't seen the highlights yet. Trust me, I'm going to watch those highlights. Haven't seen it yet.
Do you think the
Are you
college
watching
football
Hard
season will
Knocks?
end? What's that?
Are you watching Hard Knocks?
No.
Oh, it's pretty boring. But cut day is going to be this episode, so it's going to see what happens.
The University of
will
Alabama
see.
has had 1,000 positive corona tests in the 2 weeks they've been open. So, yeah, this is a good idea. Totally.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
And the Big Ten schools are suing the Big Ten because they're not playing football. This whole thing is totally fucked. Bring back the XFL. That can be your minor leagues. I want to see a relegation
Hey,
style system.
The
I know no one
XFL
would
is
ever do
coming
it.
back.
What?
The
No, it's
XFL
not.
is coming
No,
back.
it's not.
Yeah, it is. How do you not know that? It's like legitimately.
Because you're
coming
the only
back.
person I know who talks about the XFL.
Oh man, you gotta check this out. The Rock is the new owner. He's also got a couple more investors that they have a lot more money in there than fucking what's his face was putting in. And I think that makes sense. Plus, he was able to buy the whole organization, so gear, team names, logos, everything, same uniforms, same teams. He bought everything for $13 million.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely nuts. So I do think that they're going to revamp it, and I do think that XFL is the only football league that can do a bubble season with only 8 teams. You could really do a bubble season with those guys, and that'd be awesome.
What was the other one? Oh, the AAF. Oh, man.
Ugh, puke. There was less talent in that league.
There's just not enough interest to support 2 leagues. There just isn't, man. I think
you're wrong on that one.
I mean, I do live in. I know
that if the XFL hadn't been hit by COVID-19, they would have another season. 100%.
Probably would have. Yeah.
In St. Louis, they had to open up their top part of the bowl in the stadium because they were selling season tickets like so fucking fast.
Jeez.
That they had to literally open up the top section of their stadium so that they could sell up to like 35,000 seats, which is
crazy.
Fucking crazy, man, for an XFL game. 35,000 is a lot. And then, Seattle hit 29,000. It's fucking... It was legit. Houston was really fucking good.
Damn.
It was a fun... It was a fun league. Oh, man. Hi, Benji. I played poker last night.
My kitten Shiva right behind me. Shout out to the animals.
I played poker last night and I was down $190. I was on my last $10. So I went all in. And then I decided right then and there that I was just going to make bets and call everything without looking at my cards. And so that was my new switch up strategy. And I ended up walking away at 4 a.m. with $220. I'm like,
Nice.
oh my God. Not only did I break even, I came back from the dead. Hi, Benji. Like, super wasted. And then found a way to get my money back. And then I spent half of it on a fucking Uber home. Fuck me.
Well, it's 2 a.m., man.
It was like 4 a.m.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, and then I woke up this morning and had to Uber home from my brother's house. So what a mess. And then he's moving today. He's moving up like 5 minutes away from my house.
What, didn't they just move into that house?
Which house?
The one that they're in now. Oh no, they were waiting out the lease. That's right.
They were waiting out the lease, but they're gonna buy a new house.
Are they selling the one that you're living
as for
in?
now, the one that he pretty much he gave it to us. We're paying his mortgage, so he's like, you guys can just fucking keep it, as long as we don't like fuck over his payments and regular tenant shit. But he's moving into my grandma's house so that she could watch the baby, and while he goes to work, and his wife goes to work, my grandma can hang out with the baby. The baby will be closer to us. They're going to be closer to us. It's going to be real nice. They're moving like 5 minutes away. It's going to be fucking sweet.
Does he have to work in person? I thought he worked in an office.
Yes, he does. He does.
What? He can't do that remote?
No, he's a branch manager.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, so he's like a branch of a bank branch manager.
Yeah. So
he has to be there in person.
I guess that makes sense. Somebody has to be there when the bank gets robbed to unlock the vault. That's all I know.
He actually got robbed. He actually got robbed at the bank. I think his bank got robbed like April or something.
Really?
Somebody went in there and robbed it. And, they robbed it and they got out of there with like $20. It was like $28.
What? That's it?
Yep. It was like, I think Jackie said like $30. He's like, the guy robbed the place. We gave him $30 and he took off. What a fucking joke, dude.
Oh, man.
Could you imagine holding up a bank and only coming out with $30?
It's like that's like gas
$30
station robbery shit, man. $30.
That fucking sucks. How you doing, Vito?
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah. Are you doing school still remotely or in person now?
Both. A bit of a hybrid.
Oh, nice.
But my last online class is on the 2nd, I think, or 1st or 2nd. And then I just have the in-person makeups for the hands-on experience. So I've got maybe another month or so probably before I get out into the field.
Nice. This is not bad. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. Well, with luck, of course, because they still have to find a place for me to go with all the COVID and everything. There's less places that are accepting students and all that.
Yeah, I feel it. You'll be fine. We'll get you a spot.
Yeah. And I've got a month of unpaid externship, unfortunately. But then after that, I should be able to get a job.
There you go.
Nice. Well, 1 month, man. You can do it.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I've started going in there as like a customer,
Yeah.
Well, they have, as my wife calls it, the good ice there. So we go there to buy bagged ice. Your bagged ice is top notch over there.
Oh, okay then.
It's the cylinder kind with like the hole in the middle. That's the good ice. This is a meme. I'm not making this up. That's the good ice. Versus the shit they have at Safeway where it comes out as like one solid chunk. Like, get out of here.
Giant brick.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
Exactly. No, thank you. Give me that nice cylindrical ice with the hole in the middle. Breaks apart so easily. The good ice, man. The good ice.
Funny.
That's some good shit. That is some good shit.
I haven't been able to eat solid foods because of my oral surgery, but luckily, shout out to my wife because she used to work at a nursing home, so she knows how to liquefy anything. She made me drinkable beef stew the other day. It was very good. Got an
was it
immersion
all like
blender. She
chunky
just
and
puts like
shit?
everything in there. No, it was nice and smooth. It was a little grainy.
Oh, that's
but
nice.
no, we used it as a gravy, and then she made mashed potatoes.
Oh, nice.
I'm finally at the point where I'm starting to
that's
reintroduce real
more.
foods, but nothing hard. I just want to eat a potato chip. But alas, it's a weird experience. I don't know if you ever had a tooth pulled, but it's a weird experience. Like, I was on so much local anesthetic, whatever it was. I think it was lidocaine. I couldn't feel anything, but like essentially there's someone just like in your mouth with a tiny chisel, like chiseling your tooth down, which is like,
Ew.
my jaw was like, there was a lot of pressure because you can hear the tooth cracking. Like, oh my God. It doesn't hurt. It's just weird. Yeah.
It's just the idea of somebody drilling your mouth and, fucking
Yeah.
pulling your teeth out. Like, I didn't feel a thing when I got my teeth removed.
Yeah.
But the worst part about it was they didn't put me under. So I had to watch them put 12 shots in my jaw. And then I watched them just like fucking yank at my jaw. And all I could hear was like the chalky noise of them like fucking pulling my teeth out.
It's an experience. It's an experience.
It is. They ask you if you wanted to keep it?
No, it was in pieces. They didn't get it out solidly. It was in pieces.
Oh, that sucks. They got mine. They got all 4 of my wisdom teeth out solid.
Oh, wow.
They asked me if I wanted to keep them, and I was like, "Are you fucking crazy?"
They asked me if I wanted to keep my appendix.
I am? A serial killer?
They asked me if I wanted to keep my appendix when I was 6, and I said no, thank you. No, thank you.
Oh man,
I have been playing a new game. Have either of you ever heard of a game called the Talos Principle?
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, it's like Portal or The Witness is the first-person puzzle game. I played through it in 2 days. It's pretty cool. It's on like mega sale on PSN right now. They're having a pretty good sale. That was pretty fun. You play a robot, and you have to like go through this series of puzzle rooms, but it's like, is it an AI simulation? And then you're questioning the nature of reality by the end. It's very philosophical and mind-bendy, but the puzzles are fun. Yeah, that's what I've been doing this week, pretty much. That and finished Yakuza 5 and halfway through Xenoblade Chronicles. So. And I'm a Fall Guys champion. Fall Guys tip of the week. Learned this recently. On Whirligig, you can reach the top of the platform if you leap and jump off the upward conveyor belt. Also, if you dive at just the right time, you can squeeze by any rolling boulder. That is my Fall Guys tip of the week. Shout out to anyone who's listening who plays Fall Guys. Also, shout out to all my recent grads. If you're listening, hello, welcome. This is the podcast. We talk about nothing. Vito, have you played Final Fantasy at all this week?
Not this week, but I was planning on catching up on my raids.
Yeah.
This week.
I haven't played either. My goal for this week, my video game goal for this week off was to catch up on all the games I have half finished, which I've basically done. I have like another maybe third of Xenoblade Chronicles, and then I'm a free agent. And like, there's nothing coming out. That's a crazy thing. Like, what's the next exciting video game right now? Cyberpunk? That's in November, you know?
World of Warcraft Shadowlands.
Not exciting.
Yeah, Cyberpunk. Fucking Black Ops.
Snore.
Not very exciting, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for Shadowlands.
Did either of you, so, it's a new console year, right? In order to pre-order the PS4, they've announced you can pre-order it directly from Sony. You have to fill out this like online form, and then maybe they'll contact you with the ability to pre-order this thing at an unspecified future date. So essentially, they're collecting pre-orders for something that they have not yet announced the date or price. It's fucking September. What is happening? Honestly, I'm convinced they're both going to be like $600, and nobody wants to go first because they want the other person to get the bad juju for announcing their price first.
Yeah, it's probably going to be about $600.
Either that or
sucks.
they're both having huge supply side constraints because of the virus, and they don't want to admit that they both should push to next year, but they don't want to because they'll lose all that momentum. So I don't know.
And money.
Yeah, I know. Well,
yeah, they're already putting out like fucking cross-play games. I'm like, the fuck is this? So you can pre-order the game. You can pre-order the new Black Ops like through the game itself, and when you're playing Warzone, you can pre-game it there or pre-order, and they're like buy the fucking cross-play version. I'm like, why wouldn't it be cross-play without buying the fucking cross-play version? Why can't you just fucking buy a game and play it on a new console? It's fucking crazy.
They nickel and dime you for everything.
Yeah, that's true. Fucking assholes. Very true. Oh man, stomach hurts.
Don't get me started on this nonsense. Like, I don't understand this push. Like, oh, I buy it once, I should be able to play it everywhere. Like, okay, sure, that's a great consumer-facing philosophy. But like back in my day, if you bought a PS, like Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess came out on the GameCube and Wii on the same day. You didn't get both. You chose one, you know? Like, what's all this next-gen upgrade nonsense? Also,
well, these days, there's a lot more, like, multiplayer, and people just want to play with their friends who might not have the same console or a console at all. And then also, consoles are basically just computers now. They're, like, not different at all, so it's literally just, like, just because they want to, they block it off.
Yeah.
Like with the technology these days, there's no reason why everything shouldn't be on everything.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, I don't know, people are just getting greedier and greedier. Like, they complain about the price, and NBA 2K announced the next gen version is going to cost $70, and the internet lost its shit. And I'm like, you guys have literally no memory, all right? Back in my day, you know how much a new N64 cartridge cost? It cost $80. That was in 1996 money. I just looked it up. That would be the equivalent if a new game cost $130 today. All right? So,
damn, son.
Well, I mean, when I was a kid, I'd buy like fucking Diablo 2 for like $30.
Yeah, that's a PC game. And
exactly.
When you were a kid, it wasn't new, unless you bought it when you were like 6. That game came out in 1998.
Yeah, my brother bought it. My brother's 7 years older than me, and he bought it, and we played it. But we both played it.
Let's see. 2000. That game came out in 2000. Just looked it up.
Yeah, I play, like that was one of the first games I played.
Really? That's interesting.
Well, I mean, I guess Diablo 1 and like Warcraft 1. I mean, I also played like some of the really, really old games on like my granddad's computer, but like the first ones that I kind of remember were Final Fantasy VII, Diablo, Warcraft, and the sequels that were out at the time.
I see. I don't know if I told the story. I think I did. The first video game I remember playing was the original Super Mario Brothers when I was 6 and was in the hospital for appendicitis. There was an NES in my hospital.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah. And then I remember the first time I played Mario 64, I was trying to explain the majesty of moving in 3 dimensions, and it was really hard to convey to my mom, who didn't understand. Like, okay, you can jump off the side of the bridge. Why is that so cool? I'm like, Mom, you don't understand. They move in 3D. It's crazy. You can go anywhere. And if you go back to that game now, it's
dude,
so
that
limited.
game was so fun. Mario 64 was so awesome.
Yeah. What else going on?
Yannick Ngakoue got traded this morning.
To where?
Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big trade. He's going to Minnesota. Oh, Carson Wentz going day to day with a fucking body injury, whatever the fuck that means.
This is a body injury. Oh jeez.
And
What are your predictions
Earl
for the
Thomas
NFL
got
season
fucking
since we're 2 weeks
Earl
away?
Thomas got fucking kicked off the Ravens last
for
week.
picking a fight.
Yeah, he's a fucking piece of shit. I hope that he gets his head out of his ass. I think. Oh, I mean, dude, he's insane, and it's weird because he used to be such a humbled out dude, and then just like something clicked, man. It might be CTE related. I'm not gonna push that aside,
sounds like it.
But you know, coming to think about it, it's like his personal life is fucked, and then now his football life is slowly becoming fucked. Like you get caught in a gangbang with your brother.
Wait,
and your
what?
wife pulls a gun on you with fucking one in the chamber. You didn't know this?
No.
Oh, yeah. Dude, back in like March or not March, but like April or May, he left his house and his wife tracked him on Snapchat.
Okay.
And pulled up with his 9mm and fucking barged into this fucking Airbnb. And he's in there having a gangbang with his brother. And she holds them all at gunpoint. And the police said that his wife was there waving the gun around, not knowing that there was one in the chamber, aiming it at Earl Thomas. And she said, "I got something for all you hoes." And then the police arrested her. But so then after that, he was caught in a strip club with a whole bunch of like other dudes, like fucking a week later. So then there was that. So it's like, okay, you got some shit going on. It's obvious. And then, you know, you start having fights at practice all the time with your teammates. And then now he's going to file a grievance because he feels like he needs his $10 million. It's like, well, you know, they did sign you, and it's in the fine print that if they needed to cut you for any reason like that, or any reason that involves physical contact with the team, that he would not get paid his guaranteed money. So now they're having a huge issue. He hasn't even been picked up off the team, or he hasn't even been picked up yet as a free agent. It's just wild. Looking crazy, man.
That is crazy.
Yeah, dude. Gangbang with his brother.
You gotta stop saying that. It makes it sound like he was fucking his brother. All right.
He probably was. I don't know. I wasn't there.
I knew this kid who was very proud of the fact that he and his brother used to. They would both hook up with the same girl and high five while doing it. Like, it was like a frequent thing. Like, you're a weirdo, dude.
Fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's fucking weird. What a weird situation. Like, what a weird bragging right. Yeah, me and my brother, we sleep with the same women.
At the same time. It was at the same time. I don't know if I made that clear. It was at the same time. Yeah.
That's fucking
It's the London Bridge,
A
man.
couple of high-fiving white guys.
It's the London Bridge.
Yeah. The spit roast.
Jesus. Oh, man, I really hope none of my former students are listening to this right now.
Well, if they've heard prior episodes, they do know that we discuss a lot about phalluses and about, I guess, different dumb things like that.
Yeah.
We just haven't been doing it much as often because we're not in person.
That's true. That's true.
But-
That's true. We just need to get Mark back on.
Hey,
insight.
Soon, though. Soon.
Phallic conversations.
Soon we'll be back.
You keep saying that, man. Remember March when they said everything will be good by May? It's September now.
Yeah.
I'll keep saying it because I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
Trying to speak it into the universe.
Well, you know.
Wet ass possum.
That's what that P was. Wet ass possum, huh?
Wet ass possum. Oh, man. I'm scared for this draft, fellas.
Can't
I'm going
believe
to get
you
my
have to draft
ass kicked.
individual defensive players. That's insane. What's
Yeah,
happening
dude,
with your
it's gonna
league
be
with
so
your brother
tough.
and Claude and stuff? Is that still going?
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah.
Claude's retired.
Did he win
So he
twice
went
in
into
a row?
early retirement. He won twice in a row and retired.
Damn.
Yep. And then we added my dad.
Your dad
And
was already in
so-
it.
No. He was out due to
Oh.
his shenanigans, and then he got sober, and now he's back in. But he's back in, and he's sober, so he's not making the same mistakes that he was
Damn it.
back
It
then.
was so easy.
Which sucks. Yes.
Oh,
It was easy, and he actually had a good draft.
I got Jack Sr. on the schedule. Easy win.
But I'll tell you this much. He sent me a trade request for Jimmy Graham for DeAndre Hopkins. And I said, what the fuck is this?
You had
I
DeAndre
screenshot
Hopkins.
it and sent it to him. And I said, I was like, Dad, what the hell is this? He goes, you don't want to bite? I'm like, no. Are you fucking insane? Like, Jimmy Graham sucks. And he's on a team that has no fucking quarterback. Who is the quarterback in fucking Chicago? Is it really going to be Nick Foles or
it's Nick Foles.
Trubisky?
No, it's Nick Foles.
Holy
Nick Foles is
shit.
a Super Bowl winning quarterback, man. Crazy.
Yeah, but he's great. He's great. Don't get me wrong. He's great. But for some reason, I just don't believe him for the regular season. He just hasn't proven to be a regular season guy, which is weird because you win the playoff games, you go to the Super Bowl, you win the Super Bowl against arguably one of the more stacked fucking Patriots rosters. And it's like, but during a regular season, he just can't get it done. One, he can't stay healthy, and two, he loses his job to any other quarterback that's on the roster.
Gardner Minshew, for example.
Hell yeah. I'm excited for Gardner Minshew. He's doing a campaign right now that if you draft him number 1 overall, if you draft him in the first round, your first round pick, Bud Light will send you free beer if you draft Gardner Minshew in round 1.
How do you prove it? You can doctor those screenshots.
You just screenshot it. Yeah, you screenshot it. I don't think anybody's doing it.
Then I have a shitty fantasy team and a shitty beer. Great.
My fantasy team's not bad though. I'm pulling my roster up right now. It's gonna be 1 second. I have Tom Brady, Jonathan Taylor, Raheem Mostert, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Evans, Mark Andrews, Odell, Broncos defense, and Jake Elliott. And then my bench is Tyler Boyd, Marvin Jones Jr., Zach Moss, Matt Breida, Drew Lock, Will Dissly, Carlos Hyde.
Carlos Hyde is still playing?
Not bad.
He retired.
Yeah, dude, he's on the
I
Seahawks.
have no idea what's going on with he's on the Seahawks. So he'll be used way more than he should because he's the third best running back on the team, and Pete Carroll is obsessed with.
He's been killing it in practice.
I'm sure.
Him and our
he's
new
going to
running
feast in the
back.
Pete Carroll offense that was good in 1991. You know.
You're so salty, dude. Are you hating on my team like that?
I have no patience for traditionalists and refusal to accept the progressive forward thing. NFL coaches are the most conservative play callers ever, you know? Like, there's scientific evidence that a lot of the stuff they do is just wrong. Like, punting, basically you should never do it, right? Et cetera. There's a bunch of these. Go for way more two-point conversions, and they don't do it because they just don't. There's no reason. It's scientifically proven to be wrong, the way that they're doing things, but they don't want to change it because then everyone will yell at them. They're terrified. They're cowards and it just drives me nuts.
Shit.
That's why I like the NBA, because the NBA accepts change, you know. Look at the way the NBA game is played today compared to even 5 years ago.
That's very true. It does. It's changing. It's changing quick.
To the point where they're talking about having to make rule changes. That's how crazy it is. All right, we should wrap up. We've been going for almost an hour.
Oh, wow.
Ready for my class tomorrow. I know, it's easy to go when we have all three of us.
Yeah.
I know.
Easy
We got some
peasy,
shit to talk
lemon
about,
squeezy.
too, so it's good.
Yeah, gotta
That's
keep
true.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to need to take a shower because I feel like fucking a ginormous turd.
You know, I stayed up late for me last night. I was up all the way till 1 a.m. What? I know.
What?
Christian's out here till 5 in the morning. I know.
Yeah, 5 a.m. Fucking Ubering home in the morning. Yeah, not a good.
Fucking sun's up. Oh.
Yeah,
Whatever,
not a good
I was
look.
in my 20s once, too.
Oh shit, dude. They showed the Rams' new stadium on Hard Knocks. It's fucking nice.
Oh, yeah?
It's got like fucking giant. It's got like giant gardens in there and palm trees and shit. It's pretty cool. I like the idea of having like a bunch of fucking trees in stadiums. I think it's refreshing.
Okay.
I mean, I like it. It's cool. We got fucking palm trees in the middle of your stadium. They should start putting them on the sideline now. Fucking giant palm trees. But I'm ready. Well, I guess we'll wrap up.
All right.
Cool.
Oh,
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. This has been episode 90-something of the Beefy Boys Bud Club. And we'll see you knuckleheads next week.
See you.